Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this Manor Lords tutorial video. This video is all about the marketplace in the early game. So you need a marketplace rather early in the game, not as one of the first buildings, but as soon as your first 5 families moved into houses, they want to have a marketplace. And the best is to build the marketplace close to a storehouse and a granary. And I tend to have them together and then at the side a marketplace. And to build a marketplace is rather easy and enjoyable, I would say. We go into the construction menu and then where the residential area is, and here the third one is the marketplace. And you don't have any construction cost for the marketplace itself, and it is one of those buildings where you can decide how big it should be. And as you can't enlarge an existing marketplace, but you have to either build one beside or destroy it, wait until they got all their stuff, and then build a new one. It's not a good idea, in my opinion, to start with a very, very small marketplace, but it's either not a good idea to start with a huge marketplace, because maybe you want to build another marketplace at a different place, and a second marketplace is only filled up when the first one is full. So therefore, I would suggest to start with a medium-sized marketplace. And this is, in my opinion, a good choice for the Manor Lords version from July 2024. So maybe later, when the game is further developed, it will change which is the best solution, but right now I would suggest to make a medium-sized marketplace. So we set one point and then another point, and it's like with the fields or the house shapes, and third point, and yet another one, a fourth. Here we get a marketplace with 9 stalls, and I think this is quite good for the beginning. So I click the fourth point and then build it. And it's there at once, and nothing is built. So this is just the marketplace. The inhabitants of your village build the marketplace, the market stalls themselves, if you allow them to do this. And yeah, the marketplace is rather important for fulfilling the needs of the people. So if we click here, they don't have a fuel stall supply and no food stall supply and no clothing stall supply. And for this we need this marketplace. And when they are happy, here, they already built the first stall. Let's have a look what they built. So this is a food stall. Very good. We need a food stall. And right now there is nothing inside the food stall. But you can see the people, they bring stuff from the granary to this food stall. And that's why I placed the marketplace close to the granary. So they only have a very short walk to fill it up. Now we already have 2 berry baskets there, and that is a good start. And they bring more and more stuff. And the experience has shown that it's best to stuff the marketplace stalls with people from the granary and the storehouse. And so let's have a look at the granary now. We have one family working there, and we see this marketplace symbol. And on top of this info box, we also have a yellow marketplace symbol, and that's because I allowed the granary workers to have a market stall. And if I deactivate it, I don't deactivate it now because maybe that would disturb them, and I don't want to disturb them, but I show it at a different building. If I deactivate it, those granary workers aren't allowed to have a marketplace. But it's really good to have the granary people working on the food stalls, because they have the best source for food, because all the food is brought there if you have enough workers there. So this is just the beginning here. We only have one family working there, and they can have only one food stall, but for the time being it's perfectly fine. Later we need more workers in the granary, we need to upgrade the granary, and they need more food stalls. So now I think we have another one, which we have a look at soonish. Now we have bread as well. Yeah, they have bread and berries. Wonderful. And here we have a firewood stall, and they already brought some firewood. Here, 2 units. And those people, they come from at the moment, they come from the storehouse, because they brought all the firewood to the storehouse, and I allowed the storehouse people to have a market stall. And in the very beginning, as we are here now, those 2 are good enough. They are not good enough to upgrade, but yeah, with our 5 families, we don't have the possibility to provide for clothes. This is a little bit further in the future. But let's have a look at the burgage plot. Oh, it doesn't show yet, but soon it will show. So now about the allowance for building a marketplace. There are different kind of buildings that could be allowed to have a market stall. And with some of them it's useful, and with some of them it's not useful. For the storehouse and granary workers, it's very good and important that they are allowed to have market stalls. But now, for example, the forager hut, they collect the berries. They could be allowed to have a market stall. You can see it up there. If I click on it, it's yellow, then it's allowed. But I deactivate it because I don't want those foragers to have a market stall. Why not? Because they have berries. But they only have berries in the summertime, and they would need all their people to collect the berries, so they don't even have the time to have a marketplace. But if I allow it, usually they send one family member to tend a marketplace, and usually in autumn or so, or latest when all those berries are stored in the granary and they run out of berries, this market stall is empty. Not always. Sometimes they get the stuff from the granary, but very often the forager hut market stalls are empty and they are blocking the marketplace, and we don't get a good supply for our people, and the good supply for our people is very important. Same is with the Woodcutter's Lodge, or it's a little bit different. With the foragers, I would always recommend to deactivate. But here, with the Woodcutter's Lodge, they could also have a marketplace allowance. And usually they have wood in their store, and then they can provide for a firewood store. And in the beginning, when, for example, we imagine now that we would have hunter and a tanner as well, and we would have leather in our storehouse. Then this one storehouse guy wouldn't be enough to have a firewood store and a clothing store. And therefore we would need to have two of them, but usually in this stage we don't have enough people to put two families into the storehouse. And therefore it would be a good idea to have one of those storehouse people have a marketplace, a market store, and then we can have a look. If they already have the firewood store, then we could allow the tanner to have a market store. Or if the storehouse people have a clothing store, then we could allow the Woodcutter's Lodge. That would save one family for the time being. But later in the game, when we have more families, all those stalls should be tended by the storehouse, except maybe the weaver or the cobbler, and so this artisan houses, when they produce something that is needed at the marketplace, it's sometimes a good idea to allow them to have marketplaces. So as you can see, it's a little bit finicky with this market stall allowance or not allowance, and it depends on the situation in your village what is the best solution to bring the market stall supply for your buildings up to 100%. So let's see. Here we have this is running, this is running. They have 5 in store, and they have each 5. No, we don't see it yet, so maybe I just let it run a little bit faster, because it always takes a while until you can see those things. Here, now we can see it, now we can make it slower. We have the fuel stall supply completed, and we have the food store supply completed. They want to have 2 types of food. Later, when they are upgraded, they want to have 3 different types of food and 2 types of clothing. But we can only upgrade when we have the clothing ready. So maybe leather for the beginning. Yeah, and we can also have a look when we click on the marketplace, not on the stalls. And so we have to zoom out to see our houses. We have a fuel supply of 100%, so all the houses that are inhabited are green. Those other 4 at the left side, they are still empty, so they don't show up. And if you have a fuel supply with, let's say, 80%, then some of the houses are yellow or red. And the same with the food variety. We have 100% now. This is what we want to accomplish. Yeah, and when the village gets bigger, it's a little bit more difficult than this was now. So you have to fine-tune your marketplace or marketplaces sometimes, so you have to have an eye on them to let them work as best as possible. Okay, but that's it, how to start with the marketplace and to make it work successful. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.